timbers, it be time for some homeschooling. Pirate schooling! Hi, it be lesson number 2. Are you ready for some more homeschooling? All right, I think we should start with a big R. Come on, you can be louder than that. Remember what we said? We want to make these timbers around us shiver. Give me an R. R. That's better. Right. We just want to scare the neighbours. Let's wake them all up. They're all dozing in their jobs now, working from home. Let's wake them all up with a big, give me an R. R. Give me another R. R. Put them all together and they spell R. Good job. Excellent, excellent. Now, who can remember how we stand like a pirate? Hey, who remembers? Right, feet apart, nice and balanced. Okay, remember we're rocking on the sea. Right. Now put your hands on your hips. That be it. Right. Your head in the air and laugh proud. Good job. Excellent. Now, who remembers the port and the starboard? You remember it? Right. Remember this is the front of the ship. The port. You left this side where we loading on the port side, and over here. This is where the steering bit is, on the starboard side. Steering on this side, right? Good job. And right, the bow, that's the pointy end. And the aft, remember? The aft is at the back, all right? Aft. Good job. All right then. First up, I thought I would talk about clothing, all right? Because, you know, as you're becoming a pirate, you want to look like a pirate, you know? You look at the sartorial elegance of a person like me, you think, oh, you want to look like that? Well, what kind of things do we have? We got hats. See my hat? See, there it is. See how it's 3 points. We sailors like these 3-pointed hats because they got a point at the front, right? And you know, at sea, you're in the wind. It's all about the wind. You're sailing into the wind. The wind's blowing there. You need that point because the wind goes each side of it and blows down the way. If you had the flat side, it'd be blowing it off all the time. If you had another big flappy hat, blow it off, be washed there, be going away, all right? Be trying to get it with a fishing line and you just go, be done with it, right? I want this pointy hat, so that's it. That's how you tell a true sailor. He's got the pointy bit at the front, right? Because he's out there at the front, looking at the water, coming at him like that. That's how it is. What about footwear, eh? I hear you cry. What about footwear? That's right, son. Well, footwear, you probably think of something like this. These are, in fact, my captain's boots, right? Nice and leather, biggish sort of things, nice clunky heel, any kicking people, all right, good stuff, all right, but not much use for your average sailor. Good for the captain, first mate, bosun maybe, but other than that, no, not even the bosun, he's got to do a fair bit of work. You wouldn't want that because you got to climb up all these ropes and out on the rigging, all this kind of stuff. You can't do that in big clunky boots, right? Also, on a boat, you're always wet. The whole time you're wet, right? Waves are crashing over there, it's on the deck, you're splashing through, those boots would get really, really slippery. You'd be slipping off the deck all the time. I'd have to be getting more glue crews and running more classes like this to train people up because people would be swooshing straight off the boat all the time. When you're on a boat, all the time, right, you're wet the whole time. You're always wet. You're always wet, every day. Only time you're dry, right, is when you're asleep down below, right, because you're coiled up in your bunk and your body temperature, right, the heat that you generate, it dries out your clothes, so by the morning you're dry. You go outside, splash, you're wet again. Rest of the time, you're wet. That's it. That's how it works, all right? So, now, what else have we got? The patch. That's the last one we'll cover for today, okay? The patch. See this? Many pirates, you might have noticed, wear a patch. It's a dangerous sort of place for eyeballs out in the sea, I guess. You know, there's splinters of wood that could come and get you. A mask can scream around and sock you in the eye. Stray bullets and cutlasses and all sorts of things you get poked with. I even know guys that just clumsy with their coffee, left the spoon and, oh my goodness, that happens, it happens. But one thing you might not have realised is some pirates, right, can actually see out of that eye. All right? They can see out of that eye. But they choose to wear a patch, especially at night, right? If you go out tonight, at night, you can test this, okay? Or if you're watching this at night now, go into a dark room, right? What happens if you can see there's like a little bit of light there, but if you close both your eyes and then hold them in front of the while and then open them again, it takes a while for your eyes to adjust to the darkness and light and see that half light again so you can make your way around. It all looks black and you trip over, right? But what happens is, if you get a flash of light in those lights, you're totally disorientated in the dark. It takes you ages to adjust. But what happens, because when we fire in your pistols or the guns, we get a big flash of light, okay, because it works as a flint, okay? I'll talk about pistols and cannons in another one. But as they hit, there's a flash of light, okay? And you lose your night vision because you get all this light, okay? So, what pirate will do is he'll have this on here for when it flashes, and then he'll swap it over, and that light will be ready for the darkness, and this one will get readjusted, okay? So you can adjust it backwards and forwards, all right? That's what some pirates do, because they're daft clever, all right? Not me, of course. No, I'm blind in both eyes. All right, then. What I'm going to teach you now is how to row the jolly boat. What's a jolly boat, you say? Well, it's a rowing boat, a smallish rowing boat, not a long boat. You have long boats at the side of the ship, but they're for bigger ships. Smaller ship, jolly boat, they call them. That's what the name is. And this one, the Beatrice isn't a huge ship. It's only about 100 tons, right? So we have a jolly boats on ours, so like that. So they'll have about 8 to 12 rowers, you know, and they're rowing on the side. So I'm going to teach you how to row a boat. Okay, are you ready for that? Okay. Now, we have you in rows, okay? So there's 2 rows. Now, both rows have to row in time. Can you tell me what would happen if you didn't row in time? Can you imagine it? Think about it for a moment. If this side rowed faster than that side, what would happen? You'd go round in circles. And what happens if you all rowed higgledy-piggledy? You'd be going like that, you'd all start fighting and rowing, and then you'd start poking each other with sticks and all that. That's how I lost my first crew, a boating accident, that's right. So, I'm going to teach you how to row together. All of you, one big happy group, all right? So, what I want you to do is put your arms out here, and this is what we call first position, all right? Your arms are straight out in front of you, all right? All right, that's with the oars out. Fully extended into the water, okay? You got that? That's 1. Now, when we pull the oar back towards us, that's pushing the oar through the water. So the water is pushing us back. So that's how we're getting to move, okay? So we go from 1 to 2. All right, when we get there, we're at the full stretch of our row. So what do? We need to lift the oar out of the water. So we push it down like that. And the other end, because it's on a pivot that goes up, and that other end's out of the water. And then we push it forward into position 4 till it gets back in position. Then we drop it back in the water by lifting our arms up here, so it goes down that way, and that's back to 1. So you got that? So 1 is in the water. We pull it back, that's 2. We push it down, 3. Back forward, 4, and back into the water, 1. All right? So we just walk our way through that slowly, all right? Or row our way through it slowly. If we're walking through it, we're walking on water. We can't be doing that kind of thing. That's another class altogether. All right, are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Stop there, right? Very good, very good. You all got that together? All right, you got the whole idea. So as we're going along, they're both rowing at the same side. And then if we want, we can say, pick it up, and we go faster. And that'll get us something quicker, you know, if we were going to go to another ship and capture the guys and all that, and we creep up on them slowly. And then we want that last burst of speed, we'll go, pick it up, and we go faster and faster. So what we'll do is we'll go through that again, all right? Stay nice and even with me in those positions. So remember, that's in the water. We pull back. We push it down to get the oar out. We push it forward to get back in position, back in the water. That's how it goes, and we're rowing. All right, we're going to have a go at doing that again. And then when I say pick it up, we'll raise the speed. All right, and I'll count it out. Are you all ready? Oh, have we forgotten from last week? I said, are we all ready? And you are going to go, oi, oi, Captain. You got that? Oi, oi, Captain. Very good at the back there. Very good. Are you ready? Okay. Arms out. Position 1. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pick it up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pick it up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We were flying. Did you see that? The fun was out of the boat. We were flying along like that. Give me some big arr! Very good. Come on, stand and laugh like a pirate. Good job. You've rowed the jolly boat. Well done. All right. Now, who remembers our ship, eh? The Beatrice. Do you remember what type of ship it was? Do you remember? We call it a topsail schooner, all right? Well, if you think about it, schooner, you know, actually comes from a Scottish word, schoon, all right? And schoon means to get a rock and skim it across the top of the water. Do you know that? That's a schoon. And that's how this sails. It skims across the top of the water really quickly, like. So that's where the name comes, schooner. You see, the rigging on a schooner goes from fore to aft. Remember, fore here, aft there. So they're pointed back that way. The other way you see sails is like the top one there, because that's why it's a topsail schooner. And that's your square riggings. You see how they go square across? And they've got these yards here, and the sailors stick up there, and the wind they catch like that. So those big ones, like the barks you see and all that, with the big square rigs, right? They're better for way out at sea, right? Because of all these big sails. The more sails you put up, the more wind it gets, and the further and faster it can sail, all right? But being a pirate, I like to hang around the shores and be quick and all that kind of stuff. So that's why a schooner's good, right? Because it's a thinner boat, right? Doesn't need as many crew. I only got 60 on here, 12 guns to fire, right? Okay, but if I is really maneuverable and is just as fast into the wind as away, which isn't the case with these big fellas, all right? They struggle. So I can get them going into the wind and creep up behind them, and then I can catch them really easy. I can scoot along there and catch them in. That's how we catch them, right? That's how I can get a big ship with my little fella here, the Beatrice. That's why it makes a good pirate ship. And this one, being a topsail schooner, has got the advantage of I can go out to sea and use those whales to get a bit extra pace when I'm out in the high sea. So it's a perfect pirate ship, the old topsail schooner. So it's a good thing to be having. Some other things you can have about the ship. I'll tell you two more things about the ship, all right? And that's these things here. You see that? You just see it going up there like that. I don't think you can make it out in that photo. They're called the rat lines. They're those big rope laddery things you see on the side. And they call the rat lines because people rat up them to go and do the job. So they rat up them. That's why they call them the rat lines. And up the top, there's a crow's nest. Have you heard of the crow's nest before? That's a very piratey thing, a crow's nest. That's where the lookout stands up there, right? And says, land ho, and all that kind of stuff, right? All that malarkey, all right? That happens. But you know why it's called the crow's nest? Because they used to actually have crows. That's right. They used to take crows with them. Because they didn't have these GPS things like they do now, right? People had to navigate by the stars and compasses and by the time of the day and by where they were, longitude and latitude, and their reference of the sun and all that sort of stuff, right? They used to do all these calculations and work it out. And sometimes they just didn't know if there was land there because nobody had been there before. So they'd take a crow with them. When they thought they might be near land, they'd let the crow go from the crow's nest and it would fly away. All right, just fly away. And if there was land, it would fly straight there and they would just follow it because that's where the expression comes, as the crow flies, which is the straightest place between 2 points, because a crow would fly straight to that point, and that's where that expression comes from, and that's why they had them there. If, of course, the crow didn't find land, it'd come back to the ship and it'd park up there on the crow's nest, and the old guy up there would have to catch it and stick it back in the cage and give it a peck and all that kind of stuff. And it'd give it a slap, and it'd slap me back, and it'd be all that kind of malarkey, and we'd all laugh. But that's why it's called a crow's nest. Interesting stuff, right? Now, what else was I going to cover? I was going to talk to you now about some equipment, all right? I've got lots of equipment I'll talk about, like telescopes and compasses and all that kind of stuff. But this time, I'm going to talk to you about me cutlass, all right? What's a cutlass? A cutlass is a pirate's sword, right? Now, it's different to a lot of swords, right? You can see it's short, it's got a curved blade, it's got a basket there, right, to protect your hands from all this sort of stuff. But why do pirates like these swords? There's lots of reasons, all right? One is they're damn handy, right? Because they're strong. They're good for cutting ropes, because you got all those ropes, or bits of canvas you want to cut through, or even wood you can cut through with that, right? If you go on land, you want to bury your treasure, and you got to cut through underbrush, you can use this to cut through because it's big and strong. All right, it's also, because it's curved and that, you can have it down below, lower, that's good for close quarters. If you're going to swing from one boat to the other, you don't want one of those big heavy swords that's going to get in your road. You want a cutlass because it's easy and you can smack up with that bit, you can do that. So it's very handy sort of sword, the old cutlass. And that's what you could even, if you just want to tell somebody to be quiet and don't want to really hurt them, you can slap them with the side, all right? Because it's got a nice flat side you can hit them with across the top, just to wake them up, you know. All these reasons the cutlass was an important one. Important part of being a sailor, okay? Because it had many uses, not just fighting, lots of uses as a tool. Very handy thing, the cutlass. So that's why we have cutlasses and not one of those other mamby-pamby swords. The other advantage, and it's really pertains to you because we're at pirate school, is because they're easy to learn, right? Not a lot of science in going slash like that. Somebody comes at you, ooh, with that thin little rapier sword, you just go slash and it breaks off and you go, ha, whoa. All right, that's how it works. Cutlasses, that's the sword of a pirate. Okay, I think we've almost finished for this week in the pirate school. Next week, I'm thinking about talking about the big guns, the cannons. I will show you how to load and fire the big gun. It'll be a representative one because I won't have any big guns here in my little pirate bay down below. But I'll be going over the kind of things and we can talk, we can have a bit of a go at it. I can show you the kind of things you'd have to do. Because remember, one of the jobs you could have is a gun monkey, all right? A powder monkey is one of those jobs that you'd have as a young fella just starting, or a young miss just starting, all right? So we'll go over being a powder monkey and we'll go over how to fire the big gun and all that stuff next week's lesson. Plus lots of other facts and interesting bits and pieces. Plus we'll sing some shanties. I might even do a new shanty. I've got a few new ones and that we can sing. But right now, we might do Baa Baa Black Ship to finish off with. Are you with me for Baa Baa Black Ship? Give me an R! R! Give me another R! R! Put them all together and they spell R! Good job, right. Are you ready? Baa Baa Black Ship, have you any booty? Yes, sir, my word. 3 bags beauty! One for the captain and one for the dame, and one for the cabin boy that drove me insane. Give me a big R! That'd be right. Good job. Now stand and laugh like a fart. That's it, my hearties. We're off for another week, but I'll be seeing you again next week when Captain Luke and Silly will bring you Pirating School. Are you ready?